Hello, this is Joe83. This is round 5 of AOR this season. We're here at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. It's another new circuit after Vietnam a couple of weeks ago, and it's luckily fully dry as I'm absolutely terrible in the wet weather, but nevertheless we'll get straight into qualifying. Back in the Alfa Romeo, I have, so far this season, if you've missed out any of the videos, I've won 2 races and come second in the other 2, so my championship lead is looking pretty decent at the minute, and hopefully we can continue that on, although I know that Zandvoort is not a fantastic circuit for me, in terms of one lap pace certainly. In WR a few weeks ago I didn't do very well at all. Big Z sets a 9.3, my PB was a 9.3 actually, so if I can match that I'd be very happy. My banker lap 9.5, luckily you can get 4 runs in, so plenty of other opportunities to improve on that time. But straight to turn 1, third gear, avoiding that curb, pretty much the theme of the track really, you got to avoid every single curb, otherwise he just gets spun around usually. Fifth gear for this next corner, second gear for the carousel type corner, and third on exit to avoid, meant to avoid that curve as well, but unfortunately all over it. That will cost me time all the way up this hill towards turn 6, unfortunately, but a very high speed corner. I really enjoy this track actually. 7th gear, trying not to lose the back end, keeping it as close to the inside curve as possible, and 6th for this next one, and missing a curve slightly, it's going to cost me a bit of time. And on 3rd gear for the next corner, it's so undulating, this circuit, I really do enjoy it, although as I said I'm not amazingly quick at it. And 3rd gear for this next one, try and keep it as close to the left hand side as possible. Good exit here, and pretty much matching my previous time, which isn't great because it's a 9.5, but nevertheless into the P section, braking just out under the board, hopping over that inside curve nicely, and 2nd gear for the next part, past the Verstappen grandstands. 3rd gear and exit, hitting that curve a bit too much again, and our 4th gear for the final corner, the banking, and getting a pretty good exit, not running too wide there, and it's about 2 tenths improvement, which is pretty good, and up to the line it's going to be a 9.3, but where's it going to leave me on the current order? And it keeps me in P4, but it's a 9.337. which is okay. I can definitely cope with that if I don't improve, but onto my last lap now, and we've got to try and improve on that. 3rd gear, braking slightly later than before, and just about matching my previous time. Over that curb though, it's not going to help, and into turn 3 and 4 now, 5th gear, taking a little bit less speed than last time, but we know that we lost time on the exit curb here, so I can keep it away from the exit curb, which should do better this time. You can see I'm going to gain time all the way up the hill, and that will really help out the lap time by the end of it. And into the next corner, 7th gear once again, just a dab of the brakes and keeping it close to the curb, but that's a bit too close. That's going to unsettle the car slightly. It lost me a bit of time. I had to slow down more than I wanted, and once again missing the apex for that one. And now 3rd gear for this corner, taking quite a lot of entry curve, which isn't going to help. Almost running wide as well, so it's a pretty scruffy in the middle sector this. You can see we're almost 2 tenths down, but then the run through there was so much better that we've gained all that time back pretty much. Although losing it again in exit, it's a very up and down lap, and up to the end of the 2nd sector we're 2.5 tenths down on 4th, which has got you made it. I'm currently in 6th, which is pretty poor actually, and now through the final 2 corners, getting quite a lot of time on exit there, and now 4th gear for the final corner, braking as late as possible, try and keep it as close to the track as possible there, not running over the curve too much, and we're pretty much level exactly with previous time, which is pretty incredible really. It's very consistent, but unfortunately it's not quick enough, so I set a time within 15 thousandths of each other, but neither of them were good enough to break into the top 5, so yeah, I'm 6th place, which is not great. I got pole in Australia, and ever since then it's been pretty downhill. I don't think I had a front row start since then, which is pretty worrying. But nevertheless, we'll move on. 6th place actually became 5th because we had to restart after my teammate Riley disconnected and couldn't get back in. So I'm now 5th on the grid because he couldn't be bothered to come back to the lobby. But either way, we're coming on to 5 red lights now for the Dutch Grand Prix from 5th place on the grid. And it's quite a long hold, but we're away eventually. Can we get a good start compared to Ruben alongside me? Not really, and it's going to be pretty level actually. Big Z and Daigora going side by side into turn 1. And trying to go running outside Ruben, can we pull that one off? Not quite, as he's got the shorter line, and I don't want to go too aggressive on the first lap. The most important thing is just to avoid damage, which is exactly what I've done so far. And into turn 4, keeping it nice and safe. No point trying to send it or anything, and now getting a little bit of a poor exit there compared to Ruben, but nevertheless, the important thing is we stay within DRS range and make sure that we don't get dropped by the lead pack. And that is it's sort of happening. There's a bit of a gap between myself and Ruben, but the top 4 are definitely going to slow themselves down, and I should be able to stay with them fairly comfortably, and that's exactly what happened. Ruben actually dropped out of DRS of Scotty, so that's allowed me to keep with him pretty well, and now the DRS is enabled. It's like the end of lap 3 now. So we might have a chance into turn 1, although he's 7 tenths clear, and I don't really want to use ERS because it's so hard to get back. But meanwhile, Callum Teasdale and the McLaren has crashed at the banking on the inside of the track that you can see on the minimap. And that's going to cause a safety car on lap 4, so that's very early, and it's not really obvious what to do because the soft tyres do hold up quite well, and you can't really get to the end of them hards on here. from on hards from here, sorry. So everyone decided to stay out, and also it was only a 2-lap safety car. You can see end of lap 5 is coming in already. But that could throw a spanner in the works. Maybe switch to a soft medium or something, because obviously it was touch and go with a soft medium, but now with 2 extra laps and not really racing, that's definitely a plausible strategy. And we were waiting for Bigsy to go so he can go with him, and just about try and hook it up nicely, and got a little bit too soon, so had to back off. But now we're gone properly, and you can see right in the situation, Ruben, can we make something happen here? Is he going to go to the inside? Yes, he is. So we're going to swing it, roll it around on the outside. Can we try something? No, he brakes pretty late. I was thinking about a switchback, but he just slowed the car down nicely. So unfortunately staying in 5th place. But yeah, lap 6. The pit window I think was lap 11, lap 12. But obviously with a safety car we can go a little bit longer now, which I was planning on doing. I just want to try something different. Obviously the top 5 are all very similar paced. I think it's Daigoro and Bigsy leading, and then it's Scotty, myself, and Ruben. We're all very similar pace. So I don't really fancy staying in 5th all race. So I was thinking I just need to try something different, and yeah, go for some other strategy maybe. And I know that my tyre wear is usually pretty good compared to other people, but either way we've got to get past Ruben now, because he's dropped out of DRS of the top 3. I really need to stay with them, so using all my overtake mode is so hard to get it back. So you've really got to be sure you're going to make the move, and we're getting so quickly on Ruben. He's sticking to the middle of the track. I'm going to swing to the outside and go fully around the outside, braking later than him, and just about swinging the car all the way around and taking that position up into 4th place. And we can get on with it now and try and focus on the back of Scotty made it in the Williams, and get back onto the train for the lead pack. I don't think Ruben quite had the consistency of the others, but either way I'm past him now, so that should be okay. And 1 lap later you can see the slipstream effect is crazy. Bigsy is trying to weave and break the toe, but meanwhile I'm saying the fastest laps now, the purple time, which means that I'm definitely gaining on the top 3, which is absolutely perfect. And I need to try and, yeah, it's such a hard track to overtake at, especially in DRS trains. When you see Daigoro is going to go for the undercut, pitting already for hard tyres. 1 lap earlier than the pit window for me, but yeah, as I said earlier, with the safety car, you can definitely stretch out the first stint a little bit longer, which I was planning on doing. 1 lap later, the other two, Bigsy and Scotty, are both pitting for the hard tyres as well to cover off the undercut from Daigoro. I elected, because I was in last of the lead pack anyway, I just thought I'd go a few laps longer and then try and go onto medium tyres and see if I can get to the end, because it's definitely close. And yeah, switching to the mediums, I went 4 laps longer than Daigoro, 3 laps longer than Bigsy and Scotty. And you can see on the top left, Falcao is in the mix as well, who hasn't stopped yet, so he could throw a spanner in the works of a few cars. I'm going to come out right in that train because it's such a short pit lane here, and 2.7 seconds, pretty good, onto the medium tyres. I'm going to have the best tyres of anyone, and the freshest as well, and there's obviously softer compound. And out on pit exit, you can see Scotty has gone past, so has Daigoro. There is Ruben, who pit a lap before me, for hards actually, so he should be on the obviously harder compound as well, but we've just about got out ahead of him, and now we can focus on trying to get past Scotty, who's got Falcao for company. Scotty's gone wide there on the exit of turn 4. That's going to allow me straight through, luckily, and yeah, absolutely perfect on the outlap. We've got straight past Scotty, who is a very difficult driver to overtake in normal circumstances, but capitalising on the mistake there, and now we need to really get on with it, try and pass Falcao as he's out of position really. He hasn't stopped in the race yet, so got to try and get past the AlphaTauri as soon as possible, and stay with Daigoro and Bigsy, who seem to be the drivers that we're fending off for victory. And now Falcao getting a pretty poor exit here. I'm going to go into rich and overtake mode, forgetting to over my DRS for a bit, but we're going to definitely have a chance down the inside into the next corner and braking nice and late, and getting that move done and dusted into the podium positions now with the much better tyres as well. So this is it well and truly on. We've got 20 laps to go in this race, so we've got to try and catch up to them first and then try and make some overtakes happen. No more pit stops or anything are going to happen, so it's all going to have to be on track. And you can see the gaps behind are pretty extended. And you can see that we're absolutely setting the timing board purple completely, and opening DRS now up to the line. I've already got the purple lap. We're about to improve it. It's going to be 11.8, which is pretty decent actually for this stage of the race. Daigoro thinking about one on the inside of Bigsy, and luckily we're well within the DRS range now. And yeah, absolutely on it for the victory now. And Bigsy and Daigoro, very difficult drivers to try and get past. They don't really make too many mistakes, and into the first DRS straight here, Daigoro is going to get a pretty poor exit. I'm going to use my overtake mode in Rich Bix. He's maybe not expecting it. It's a very difficult place to overtake, and down the inside we're going to brake later than him and get that move done into P2 in the race. Trying to leave him space on the outside. He's still there. We've just about done that, making sure to leave him enough room. And luckily, because I used a bit of overtake mode, people don't really expect you to do that anywhere other than the open straight, the pit straight. So I think I caught him off guard a bit there. But either way, we've got the move done up into second place now. We've got to get on with it. And luckily for me, the DRS was given off the lapped car. So yeah, I got DRS as well. So that fended him off. And later on, he fell out of the running completely. I think he got damaged and retired from the race. But now you can see Scotty has cleared Ruben and well back on it now. He's gained about 3 seconds in the last few laps. So he's definitely got the pace here. So that means we've got to try and get on with it and pass Bigsy as soon as possible. Obviously, it's a very difficult man to pass. We found that out in Vietnam and from racing him previously. And now opening up the DRS on the pit straight, using a little bit of overtake mode. Still have plenty to use, and it's going to be very close down towards turn 1. Going to swing to the outside. He's got the inside covered, and he's going to absolutely send it into the first corner. I can't really do a switchback because he's got the car slowed down nicely, and unfortunately staying in second place for now. But my tyres are going to be falling off slightly towards the end, as the medium tyres is not really the tyre to be on. The hards don't really wear at all, but the mediums do quite a bit. But I need to get past him before my tyres go. And on lap 32 now, you can see Bigsy going a little bit wide into this next corner, but it got him a good exit, and there's not a chance I'm going down the inside here. So just trying to stay with him, use a rich mix, use a bit of DRS, and into the P section, trying to stay as close as possible. Obviously, I've got plenty of battery. You can see 80%, which I'm very happy with because it's been important we stay with him without using too much overtake mode, and that allows me to try and use it all at once towards the end of the race. I could use it now if I think I'm close enough, and I think I definitely am. And Bigsy does not have DRS at anything, so now using overtake mode all the way through the banking, rich mix, DRS wide open, we're going to be gaining so much. He's going to swing to the inside. I'm going to have to leave it on the outside line, break it nice and late to turn 1. He's going to absolutely send it into turn 1. I'm just trying to last switchback, but you don't want to hit that inside curve, and it's going to be side by side now, using more overtake mode down towards the hairpin. And unfortunately, I've got to leave space on the outside, and I'm going to try to go all the way around the outside of the hairpin. Can we pull this one off? Not quite. Bigsy is going to slam that door shut. And now up the hill, we've got overtake mode again. Rich mix enabled. We go all the way around the outside of this kink, and we're up the inside into the high-speed right-hander, and we have got the move done into the lead, and that was an unbelievable move. I was so happy with that. All race I've been like training him really, and yeah, lap 33 with 3 laps to go now. We just about made the move, but with mistakes like that, it might not matter, as I've always thrown it away half a lap into leading the race. But yeah, we've got the move done. It's 3/10 now, and I'm using all of my overtake mode to make sure he can't come back at me. And by lap 35, I think I had slightly better pace still, and through this next corner, we've got almost a second now, so the DRS is going to be out of the window, and he's actually spun off or gone into gravel himself, actually, so that's going to give me the breathing space I need to claim the victory, it looks like, with 1 lap to go after this one. And that was such an intense race. Obviously, qualifying was not really very good. I qualified 6th place, which then became 5th. It went slightly different on strategy, and then the overtakes were unbelievable. I think I'd never normally win like this. I usually win because of luck or because I just outpaced everyone. But yeah, coming through the field from 5th on the grid, making all the overtakes on track, and claiming the victory is very, very satisfying. Probably one of my best wins ever in AOR. Certainly the best win of this season. And yeah, my 3rd win in 5 races. Very, very happy with that. I do think Scotty was probably the fastest driver today, but he got a bit unlucky with my outlap. He went wide, that made that mistake, and got stuck behind Ruben for quite a lot of the race. But either way, the win is mine, and that's going to be 25 more points. Unfortunately, I didn't get the fastest lap in the end, but not much I can do about that when drivers are pitting for softs at the end. But either way, pretty shallow grid today. P1 for me, Scotty and Bigsy running off the podium, and it was Ruben pit for fastest lap at the end and claimed it, so 4th for him. He is currently 2nd in the championship, so my championship lead I think is about 40 points now, which is very healthy at this stage of the season. Only 5 races in, sorry. And yeah, Spain and Monaco coming up, which are pretty poor tracks I think for me. It should be quite fun, but yeah, I'm looking forward to them, but not very confident. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you haven't, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JWay3, and I'll see you next time.